Welcome back to Caffeine Confessionals. My name is Allan, and the Challenge USA Week 4, Episode 4, it's in the books. We saw two massive players get eliminated this week. Shan Smith, the mastermind and star of Survivor Season 41, someone who was on the poster for the Challenge USA, is out of the game after Episode 4. Xavier Prather, the first black winner in Big Brother history, he is now out of the game, and he was ranked consistently in the top 5 on these power rankings. Both of them are gone now. We have 10 men and women left in the game, and I'm going to rank them 1 to 10 based on who is the strongest, who has the best spot in the game, basically who has the best chance to win right now. And we're going to jump right into number 1. In number 1, we have Tyson Apostle from Survivor holding down this spot for the 4th straight week, and Angelo Rummins taking number 1 from Big Brother, 3rd time this season ranked number 1, 2nd straight week in a row. Tyson won those 2 opening daily challenges, really impressed a lot of people, used the power in those 2 weeks to form a lot of different relationships, alliances, and deals, where even though he hasn't won these last 2 challenges, people have gone up to him after winning and asked Tyson, hey, do you think this is a good play? Should we make this type of move? Tyson holds a lot of power in the house. A lot of the women want him as a partner in a future daily challenge, elimination, or final. Tyson's in a great spot. Angela, she's killing it. Literally nobody in this game has performed better in the daily challenges than Angela. She's won 2 of them, and then in this most recent week for the trivia challenge, she came in 2nd place. Angela's good physically, mentally, and just like Tyson, when Alyssa and Kyland decided to make their big move, they asked Angela her thoughts on the play. She holds a lot of power, and she's someone that a lot of people want to partner with. Let's go into number 2, though. Number 2, we got 2 people who have moved up. People who have moved up consistently each week. Kyland Young from Big Brother and Justine Nadiba from Love Island. Kyland is so chaotic. He's won 2 daily challenges this season, tied with Tyson. This most recent week in the trivia challenge, he single-handedly won the challenge for he and Alyssa as he answered every single question for their team. The guy has won an elimination. He has the most money in his bank account in the game. The problem with Kyland, and the reason he's not ranked above Tyson, even though he has more money, is the fact that he just hasn't used his power to the best degree. Where voting Xavier into elimination was bad for his game, where even though there was somewhat of a schism between them after Big Brother 23, Xavier was someone who had his back, whereas the Survivor players are going to look at Kyland as a threat they need to get out of the game before the final. I think Kyland has a bit too much of an ego. I have him ranked 2nd because I truly think Kyland is a very good player and he's proving himself each week. But he's feeding into his own ego too much. There was no reason for him to throw Xavier into elimination. There really wasn't. It was a bad game move. Justine, number 2, she gets David as a partner. They go into that trivia challenge and some bad luck. I thought Sandra Bullock was a great guess for Academy Award-winning actress. I thought it was a great guess. They go down, and then they get some bad luck with a hockey question. They go into elimination. They face 2 strong players, Xavier and Shan, and Justine completely outpaces Shan physically in that challenge. She outpaces David as well in the elimination, and then she takes control in the puzzle, and she beats Xavier, a lawyer, like a really educated, smart guy who was known for puzzles and mental comps on Big Brother. She beats him. Yeah, they had a 25-second head start because of the penalties, but it was 25 seconds because they got to the tunnel faster and they played the elimination a little bit better. Justine consistently impressing me. Consistently, like, she's smart. She's a former collegiate soccer player. She has the endurance to run a final. There's nothing wrong with Justine. And she's had David as a partner. She's had Dom as a partner. 2 guys who I don't really consider that strong. Now that that's out of the way, she has good partners down the line in Kyland, Ben, Danny. Like, all those people could be your partners for a future challenge. Cinco as well. Like, Justine is set up to do really well in these coming weeks, and she already has the money to run a final. Next up, in 3rd place, we got Danny McRae from Survivor and Desi Williams from Survivor. And they're 2 people who have been holding down that number 2 spot for me all season. Danny is a guy who, he's finished top 3 in multiple challenges now. He's a former NFL player. Nobody wants to test Danny in a hall brawl or a pole wrestle. It's something I repeat over and over again, but it's because it's true. He also has a great social game. He's part of the Survivor Alliance. That dude loves his wife, Kiki. And Desi, it's the same thing. She is jacked. Nobody wants to face her in a pole wrestle or a hall brawl. She has the Survivor Alliance. She's a well-educated woman. They're number 3 for a reason. I want to see them win a daily challenge, but I don't know. They're in a good spot even if they don't. They need to win some money at some point. Let's get into number 4. In 4th place, we have 2 people who are looked at as intimidating physical threats, but really haven't been performing that well lately, and that is Cinco Holland from Love Island and Sarah Lucina from Survivor. Cinco started off really strong this season with the top 3 finish, but since then, I mean, maybe the games have been a little bit too much on the mental side. I mean, people know he's a former collegiate athlete. He's built like stone. I would take him over most of the men on this cast, but he hasn't been performing like Tyson or Kyland, and that's the difference. Like he's been a couple tiers below them, if anything. And then Sarah, everyone in the house is intimidated by her physically. I mean, they know she runs marathons. She knows she's an MMA fighter. She's in great shape, but she hasn't finished top 3 in a daily challenge yet this season. Sarah, finish top 3 in a daily challenge, and you can be ranked above 4. If anything, I kind of want to rank the person I have 5th ahead of you, even though you have more of an athletic pedigree, more success on competitive reality shows. And that transitions us to number 5, Ben from Survivor and Kyra from Love Island. Let's talk about Kyra first because we talked about Sarah. Kyra is really fearless. In those opening 2 challenges, she had Cashay and David, and they aren't great players, but she pushed them to do well. She really just gave her all. She's 5'9". She's a former dancer. She's very coordinated, super talented. I love Kyra. I think she's fantastic. Doesn't have the athletic pedigree or the training Sarah does, but man, she just has the it factor. She's just so fearless. Ben finished top 2 in that daily last week with Kyra. Has been very competent in the challenges. Hasn't been bad at all. There's really nothing like great to say, but he's been solid. Moving on to number 6, we have 2 Big Brother players. We have Enzo Palumbo and Alyssa Lopez. You might be asking, what has Enzo done this season to deserve a number 6 ranking? Nothing. He hasn't been good, but he hasn't been completely terrible. He looks in decent shape. A lot of these other guys have the label of being weak, are not fitting in socially, or they're just undersized. And Enzo, like, he doesn't have a shot at winning this game, but, like, God, that's how bad this male cast is. He's 6th by just existing. Like, Ben is so many levels better than Enzo, but Enzo's still 6th. And it's a mess of a game we have going on. Alyssa has performed well in the daily challenge this season, and you might be wondering why she isn't ranked higher than last week after she won this week's daily challenge. It's the simple fact that Kyland answered every single question for them. She didn't really stand out, but she did wield that power, and she did make her move to take out Shan and Xavier. She got her revenge. Her main goal this season was to make sure that Tiffany and Xavier got out as soon as possible, and now that that's done, I wonder where she goes in this game. I wonder if she starts to thinking about, oh, maybe I can actually win and get to the final. I don't think that's been on her plate this entire game, and I don't know, it's tough because she had a goal in mind, and now that it's done, is she going to give up? Is she just cool with the appearance check now? I don't know. Let's go into number 7. In 7th, we have 2 best friends, Dominic Abate from Survivor and Cashay Proudfoot from Love Island. I had Dom ranked really high going into this season. I like Dom a lot. I liked Dom a lot. This season, he just seems miserable, like he doesn't want to be there. I mean, the guy works construction. He is a problem solver. He is good. He is supposed to be good with puzzles. He used to do CrossFit. He was good in challenges and Survivor, but he just seems like a shell of himself. The guy, I mean, literally, the guy just looks miserable on the show. Cashay, she's performing average to below average. I mean, she hasn't been bad. She's in good. I don't know. She hasn't been bad. She's in good shape. The Cinco drama is like a little bit too much for me, where I just wish she was focused on the game. But I get that's part of her relationship. It's part of a storyline. Moving into number 8, we got David Alexander and Cayla Platt. They are under the radar. They aren't big characters. David was looked at as like maybe the weakest guy in the house prior to this week. But the fact that he's won an elimination, you know, gives him a pass where people will say, like, well, David's already been in elimination, so let's try and throw in one of the other weak players and give him a pass. And eventually he'll be back in elimination. But I think for a week or two, David might get a pass. And the same kind of goes for Cayla, where she's been a delight this season, but she hasn't been able to perform with good partners this season. I mean, I like Cayla. She won that elimination with James. She seems like a delight. but we need to see her perform more. But because there are other weak players and she's already won an elimination, she might get a pass for another week or two. In ninth, we have Derek Shao and Azah Awasam, both from Big Brother. Derek, along with Alyssa, their goal was to get revenge on the cookout. And now that Xavier and Tiffany are gone, and Azah doesn't seem like someone who, Azah, she doesn't cause problems. I don't think they're mad at Azah. And Kyland, as chaotic as he was, he helped them make that move against Xavier. So now that Derek's goal in the game is gone, what is he good for? Because people already look at him as weak due to the fact he's undersized. And even though Derek has performed pretty okay in the challenges, I don't know how he'll hold up in eliminations. I like Derek, but I think his game is going downhill fast. And Azah, she looks stunning in all her confessionals every week. She looks so gorgeous, but they're so few and far between that you forget Azah is there. It's not much of a winner's edit. And then in 10th, we have Shannon St. Clair from Love Island and Leo Tamori from The Amazing Race. People are talking about Leo as being, the women are talking about Leo as a guy they don't want to be partners with. I liked Leo a lot. I was really high on him coming into this game because he had a really weird energy to him. But now everyone's just saying he talks about cats too much and he's just kind of a weirdo. Not the label you want, because it's a partner-based game, and if none of the women want you as a partner, they're going to throw you into elimination when they get in power. Shannon, she's been I like her confessionals. I think she's a fun person, but kind of like Dom, she's feeling very anxious, very miserable in the house. Each week she just happens to survive and stay out of elimination. This week it should have been her and Cinco in elimination, but because Alyssa and Kyland wanted to make their big move, she got to get off scot-free, and I don't think she was going to beat Justine in that elimination. Whew. That is our power ranking. Let's list them back off 1 to 10. In first place, we have Tyson Apostle and Angelo Romans. In second place, we have Kyland Young and Justine Nadiba. In third place, we have Danny McCrae and Desi Williams. In fourth place, we have Cinco Holland and Sarah Lucina. In fifth place, we have Ben Drybergen and Kira Green. In sixth place, we have Enzo Palumbo and Alyssa Lopez. In seventh place, we have Dominic Abate and Cashay Proudfoot. In eighth place, we have David Alexander and Cayla Platt. In ninth place, we have Derek Shao and Azah Awasam. And in 10th place, we have Leo Tamori and Shannon St. Clair. Thank you for watching this video. If you did, drop a like on the channel, drop a subscribe. It means a lot. Stay tuned for our weekly recaps, and I'll be back next week to do another power ranking video. This cast is getting smaller and smaller.